In previous lessons, we talked about control statements, branching your code based upon a specific condition that you want to meet. For instance, if I ask the user to give me a temperature, I can decide, well, if that temperature is over 100 degrees, I'll put to the screen, it's really, really warm outside. And if it's less than 100 degrees, or otherwise, do something else. That is a very important statement in any programming language. But another piece of functionality you may find very important are iteration statements. Iteration statements allow you to perform a task multiple times. In this lesson, we will talk about the while iteration statement. Essentially, this statement will loop through a block of code until a specific condition is not met anymore. So, for instance, I could say, while the temperature is above 72 degrees, output, it's warm out. And as soon as the temperature no longer hits 72 degrees, I can stop doing so. Or, for instance, if I have 5 students in the class and I want to send an email to each of them, I can loop through each of the email addresses of the students in the class and stop once all 5 students are emailed. Let's write a piece of pseudocode that will show us how a while loop works. First, I'll show you how to loop forever. We can create a program that never stops performing a task and goes and goes and goes until we force the application to stop. So I can write a statement such as, while true, write hello to the screen. So here's my pseudocode for the application. And I write the statement while true because we can ensure that the condition associated with the while statement we will write always evaluates to true, which means the loop will never stop. If we jump over to Visual Studio, we can write a simple application using a while statement. While true, console.writeLine hello. Before I run the application, take note of what I just did here. To initiate an iteration, use the while statement. Inside of the parenthesis attached to while is your condition. In this case, the condition will always read true, meaning the condition will always evaluate to true. This is very similar to an if statement. The contents of an if block are only executed if the condition evaluates to true. The same holds true for a while block. Anything within the block attached to the while will only execute while the condition evaluates to true. If we run this application, it looks like it's doing nothing, but it's constantly writing the word hello to the screen over and over and over again, and it won't stop until we explicitly end the application. Now let's say we wanted to write hello to the screen 10 times. This is called counter-controlled iteration. We can use a variable to track how many times we have gone through this while loop. And each time we go through the loop, we add a number to the loop. So here I will declare an integer called tracker equal to 0. I will write a statement while tracker is less than 10. And below console.WriteLine, I will add 1 to tracker. In a future lesson, we'll go over an easier way to write this statement. If we look at the code, first we defined a variable of type integer called tracker and initialized it to a value of 0. We then set a conditional in our while statement to say evaluate while tracker is less than 10. This means tracker will continue counting upwards towards 10, and we will only evaluate it while tracker is less than 10. So this will evaluate when tracker is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Once tracker is 10, this statement is no longer true because 10 is not less than 10. However, 0 through 9 total together to be 10 instances. Thus, we will write hello to the screen 10 times. We again continue writing hello to the screen, but after that statement, we add 1 to the value of tracker, increasing it each time until it eventually hits 10. For the purposes of this demo, let's also show the current value of tracker. We will use string interpolation to show the value of tracker in the WriteLine statement. Let's go ahead and run this application. We can see that we've written hello to the screen 10 times, each time as tracker is less than 10. We start off with tracker being 0, and each time we iterate through the loop, the value of tracker increases by 1. The loop stops when tracker is equal to 10, because 10 is less than 10 no longer evaluates to true.